everyone, this is Elisa from Anaya's Toy Box Crochet, and I'm here to show you my faux and my whips. And I'm going to start with my fasten-offs, of course. I finished sewing up this elephant. I don't remember if I showed you it all in pieces. Yeah, I think I did. I finished sewing it up, added a couple of details, and I finished this elephant too. And I sewed her up and added a couple of details here and there. So these are my two elephants. This elephant is kind of adorable. It's so adorable, but oh my gosh, is it big. This took up more than one full of Red Heart, full skein of Red Heart Soft. Which, for those of you who make amigurumi knows that no, that's not how big. No pattern, very few patterns take up that much yarn. So these are really big amigurumi elephants. They're really fun to do. This one is it's a little bigger. I don't know why. It's the same hook. It's Hirschner's yarn. Maybe the yarn is a little thicker. It didn't feel thicker. It's a little bigger than this one, but they both look great. I put a little hat on this one, a little baseball cap kind of. It's got a little rim right here. It is, the hat itself was freehand. And I made a little flower for this one, and I put a little cheek or blush in her, and I chose to put a yellow inside. And this one I chose to use blue inside. So you'll see like the feet are blue and the feet of this one is yellow. So this is by a pattern. This pattern is by _@crochet love _crochet love in Instagram. So I am not going to be linking the pattern below because unfortunately I looked for it and I couldn't find it. So with Instagram, you know, there's patterns on Instagram, and usually if there's a pattern online, I just leave it where it is and I go to that page and just watch it. But Instagram is a little annoying when you're making patterns because every time your phone goes to sleep, it goes back to the first page of that post. And I found that a little annoying, so I actually had typed it up, the pattern, and saved it in my PDFs because I typed it up and made a PDF out of it and saved it. And that's what I use to make it anytime it comes, because I find making stuff on Instagram a little annoying. Like when the patterns are on Instagram, I find it a little annoying. So I went back to Instagram to find the link so I can tell you about it last time when I showed it to you, and she's taken it off. So the pattern for this elephant is no longer available, I'm sorry to say. So I hope you enjoy these ones. Sorry, I can't. I would love to show you the patterns. I believe in, you know, anytime something's been seen, and everyone, I particularly look at it and say, oh my gosh, I want to make it. And it's very frustrating for me when they don't list the pattern, and unfortunately this pattern is just not available anymore. But these are my two elephants. They're done and they're ready to get shipped off to Downstairs Attic, which is the store where I sell my amigurumi animals. I do sell my dolls, but those are on Etsy. But the animals usually go to this, unless she doesn't like that particular one, it goes to Downstairs Attic and is sold over there. So if you guys are in Wisconsin and you just want to get a closer look of this outside of camera, feel free to go to Downstairs Attic and see how these look. I will be shipping it off sometime this week. I mean, it's already, today is Tuesday. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but today, no, not Tuesday. Yeah, it is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, so I'm hoping to ship it out on Thursday or Friday, maybe even Saturday. I am working on one more project to send to there. And once I got that done, or if I can't get it done in time, I'm going to send it anyways. So this one, this little owl, this is called Screech the Owl. He is adorable. I wish I can't show him properly standing up. This is Screech the Owl. He is adorable, but super, super hard to make. Screech here, it has many, many, many pieces. He is deceptively small. I have to tell you that. He is deceptively small because he is really not as small as he looks as far as crochet goes. So this yarn, this pattern called for a bulky weight yarn and DK yarn. So DK, I obviously have plenty of DK yarn. Bulky weights, I've got nothing. I've just got that gray yarn that Joanne accidentally sent me. And that's about it. That's about all I have in bulky weight yarn. So I thought about it and I decided I am going to make it big with like bulky-esque size by holding 2 strands of the yarn together. So like I pulled from the beginning and I pulled from the end. So both sides, both ends of the yarn I pulled from. And I was holding them together and I crocheted the body, I crocheted the wings, I crocheted pretty much everything except for the beak and the feet. Those were DK to make it. And it was a challenging project, but it was a fun project as well. I just love the way he turned out. My son is a little bit like, no, don't send it. Don't send it. But I made it for DA, so it's going to go to downstairs attic in the next shipment that I will send at the end of this week. It's going to go there. This is the owl. It's by Cheerful Chameleon if you're interested in the pattern. It is not, I mean, you can make it for beginner. If you're a beginner, don't get me wrong, you can definitely make it. But the reason I say it's not for beginners is just the sheer amount of sewing. Sometimes when I don't feel like sewing, I just make all the pieces and I leave it in pieces and then sew it all up at the end. Sometimes I'm okay with sewing and I will sew as I go. This one, you have to sew as you go because there are so many little pieces and all the pieces look the same. So you kind of need to sew as you go just so you know what you're doing and where it goes. I had a little bit of trouble with the headpiece and how to sew it on, and I'm not sure if I did it right. It was a strange looking headpiece for me. I don't know if I did something wrong, although I triple checked. I actually quadruple checked the pattern because I felt like I did something wrong. But I did it exactly according to pattern. I actually took it apart a few things when I was done and redid it, and I still got the same thing. She does have a video for it. Unfortunately, when I tried to get onto the video, like she gives the link for the video and the password so you can look into it, it couldn't find it. The program could not find the video. So I don't know if I sewed it on right. I don't know if I did it right, but it looks good, right? Right? It looks good. So I'm going to take it as a win. I think it looks good. And it's going to go to DA. So those are 3 of my finished products. I have one more. My finished objects. I have one more. I was a little naughty because I was having a little bit of difficulties with the owl itself. I worked a lot on my Ocean Serenity bag and I actually finished it. So, I didn't tell you the type of yarn. This one I used ice yarn and Karen Simply Soft. This one was Red Heart Soft. Red Heart Soft and Karen Simply Soft and Karen Simply Soft. This was the big Hirschner's 12 that I got, and Karen Simply Soft, Karen Simply Soft. So that's the type of yarn I use, just in case you want to know. This one is Comfy Cotton in the colorway Lovey Dovey. For some reason, I remember the name of the color of this particular yarn more than I remember the type of the yarn. So this is by Line Brand, Comfy Cotton, and I made this beautiful market bag. Shh, it's for my friend's birthday. I'm pretty sure she's not watching it, so she won't know. But I made this market bag, and I think it's so pretty. I like the details on it. It's beautiful. I really, really like it. I enjoyed making it, and it was a welcome break from the owl. Now, the owl gave me enough trouble that I started another bag as soon as I finished this one. And I'm making this bag. This bag is called the Coquina Beach Bag. Oh, did I mention this is Ocean Serenity? This one is called the Coquina Beach Bag, and it's fairly easy to do. I am not enjoying making this one quite as much as I did that one because I'm using Super Saver yarn. Red Heart Super Saver yarn is a yarn I do not touch. I stopped looking at. When I go to Michael's, I just walk by it. I don't look at it. I love the colors that they have in the Red Heart Super Saver yarn, but I don't like using it. But I've been hearing a lot on YouTube. Lots of people have been saying that Super Saver has changed, that it's much nicer than it used to be, blah, blah, blah. Like, I always heard that it's softer once it's washed, but to tell you the truth, it's the experience of crocheting with it that I don't like. And with the amigurumi, it really doesn't matter if it's softer if you wash it. With beach bags, maybe it will. I don't know. But I just don't like Red Heart Super Saver yarn. That is a yarn that I avoid. And after hearing all these people saying Red Heart Super Saver has changed, it's not the same Red Heart as it used to be, I thought I'd give it another try. So I bought it and I gave it another try. And in the future, I will not be buying it again. As beautiful as the colorways are, I don't think Red Heart Super Saver yarn is for me. But I am enjoying the pattern. The pattern is really nice. I'm enjoying the color. This color is beautiful. I don't know. I don't think I have enough to finish it. This is the rest. This is all I have left of yarn. And I will probably use a blue, whatever I could get that looks okay with this colorway to finish it up. I made the mistake of thinking that this yarn was not, this bag was not as thick as I wanted it to be on the bottom. And so I added, first I added one row of increase, but this pattern is by twos. You need to have it a multiple of 2. And so it didn't work with one round of increase, so I made a second round of increase. So there's 2 rounds of increase, so it's much bigger than the biggest bag. Like if you go to the Coquina Beach Bag, if you look it up, if you click on the link I have, actually I'm probably not going to link it, but I'll link it when it's a finished object. If you look up the Coquina Beach Bag, you will see that there's 3 sizes. This is the biggest size, plus I added 2 extra rounds of increases. So it is going to be a big bag. I don't feel like by the time I finish this yarn that it will look big enough. I think it needs to be taller than it is currently, and I don't think this amount of yarn is gonna cut it. I am not buying any more Super Saver yarn, so I'm gonna go through my stash and find something. Maybe I'll find something with this blue or this purple, whatever I find that looks good with this. I'll have the top that color. So this is one of them that I worked on, and as you can see, I worked on it a lot when I should have been working on the owl. It was really like at the end of the owl that I started making this, when I had to sew on a bunch of little pieces. That's when the owl got really tedious, when I had to sew on a whole bunch of pieces. So I also started working on another shawl. This shawl, you know, the shawls I want to make as slowly as I want to, or as fast as I want to. The shawls are basically just going to be for, you know, like when I want to crochet but I don't want to put as much attention into the crochet as amigurumi takes. So that's when I'm going to be making the shawl. I don't expect to be finished anytime soon. I have 3 balls of this yarn. This yarn is, oops, let me find it. This yarn is Summer Nights yarn. It is a fine yarn. Number 1, I believe. Let me just double check. Yes, it's a super fine 1 yarn, and it is acrylic, I believe. Yes, 82% acrylic and 18% polyester. This ball has 3.5 ounces or 100 grams, and it's got 437 yards or 400 meters. I bought this yarn a while ago. The colorway is Treasure Island. I have 3 skeins of this yarn, so I have plenty of yarn, I think, to make the shawl. For as big as I want to, as small as I want to. I don't know, like the other one I ran out of yarn. This pattern is the Star Stitch Lace Weight Crochet Shawl that you could get in Darn Good Yarn. If you are a member of Darn Good Yarn, which I am, it's a free pattern. If you are not a member of it, I'm not sure how much it would cost. But that's my yarn. That's my shawl. I've decided that I'll always have a shawl going, and whenever I'm frustrated with something else, I will use the shawl to unwind a little bit, to crochet and still have, you know, still be able to crochet without the frustration of like sewing up a billion pieces or whatever it is. Or, you know, I think I might work on it a little bit too. Oh no, I can't. I have to finish the hippo. So the last thing that I am making is a hippo. I started it today and I will hopefully finish it by the time I send out the downstairs attic stuff. This is what I have so far, which is just the head. This hippo is called Pele the Hippo. It is from this book, Crochet Friends. Crochet Sweet Crochet Friends. And this is how she's supposed to look when she's done. Isn't she so adorable? I'm hoping to get this done by, you know, this week, sometime this week, so that I can send it out. If I can't send it out, oh well, I can't send it out. I'll do my best. But, you know, everyone has their limitations, and I'm one of them. If I can't finish it, I can't finish it. But she really wants a shipment sometime soon, so I'm going to have to give her a shipment of whatever I have. I hope to finish this, and if I do finish it and do ship it out, I will not be able to show you the finished product. You'll have to check it out on Instagram, because I'm not going to be doing a video of anything of what I've done before that. So hopefully I'll get it done and I can ship it out, or if I don't, then you guys get to see it. This is all I got so far. I'm almost starting the body. I'm almost finished with the head. It's a fun project, especially, and it's relatively easy compared to the owl. The owl, I loved working on it. I do plan to make another one day soon. Not one day anytime very soon, but one day soon. But it is not the easiest pattern to do. Check out the stitch marker. I found some more of the charms that I bought when I first moved here. And so I made stitch markers. And then I thought, hey, why don't I use, like, I used to bead weave, so I have a lot of, whoops. I have a lot of beads. Because when you're bead weaving, you need a lot of beads. So I thought, let me make something with some of the beads I have. So I made 2 other stitch markers, which has been added to my safety pin of stitch markers. I have this one right here with this little star bead, which I believe I got with other beads. Like, I didn't buy these beads. I made stuff with small beads. So this particular bead I didn't buy. I did buy this and I used it, and I only have a few left, so I thought it'd be perfect for a stitch marker. And this bead, I made that. Again, this was, you know, like when you order beads, sometimes they give you free beads as a thank you, as an incentive to come back. That's one of them. And this blue, the dark blue one, is another one of the free beads that I got from buying. Is my flare. I can't tell if it's focusing. Is it focusing? Anyways, it's a really beautiful stitch marker. It's a very beautiful bead. I always liked it, but I was like, what am I going to do with it? You can't really bead weave with this thing. But I can make a beautiful stitch marker out of it. So I got that and another bead that I happen to have and made this stitch marker. So those are my 2 new stitch markers. Maybe I'll take pictures of it, or 3 new stitch markers. Maybe I'll take pictures of it and post it somewhere so that you could get a better look of it, because this is not giving a good look. Anyways, that's what I've been up to this past week. I've been enjoying myself. I've been feeling a little stressed in trying to make these things in time, as you always do when you have a deadline, or I always feel stressed when I have a deadline. This one, I've decided I will do my best to finish it, but I'm not going to stress if it doesn't finish. If it doesn't finish, she gets one less thing. It's not one of the ones she requested. She requested the elephants. She requested a dinosaur, which I've already made. Those were the 3 things she requested some mice. All of those are already done and done for months. The elephants weren't done amongst her requested stuff. But all the rest of these are just extras that I'm giving, because when you're paying shipping, I'd rather pay it just once. So there are stuff that I've made that she sees and she's like, yeah, I want more of those. Or maybe she finds a pattern that she likes and she goes, hey, can you make this? And there are stuff that I like and I make and I just send it to her. So this was one of them that I like. I'm going to make, and perhaps I will send it to her. I hope she likes it. I know she likes the elephants. These are like, this is elephant number 3. And where's the other one? Oh, it's all covered under all the bags. And this is elephant number 4 that I have sent to her. So she likes the elephants a lot. She likes the dinosaur a lot too, because I've sent it to her. This is the second one I'm sending to her. And so hopefully she'll enjoy these ones and she'll be able to sell it. If you want to take a closer look at any of this, perhaps this guy, and this, and you live in Wisconsin, you should go to Downstairs Attic. I'll leave a link for it below so you could find the address. I'll be sending out some stuff there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, can you please give it a like? And if you want to hear from me, more from me, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!